are sometimes where there are still gems in this one, but, we certainly feel like we have seen a lot of this. This game somehow found a gap in what is a very, very heavily populated genre. It found a gap. It wasn't lazy and copy and pasted some of these superheroes and the tropes. It found a new space, and the creators of this clearly took their time to develop characters that were unique, that were different, and like I'm trying really hard not to give anything away in this game.
It sounds like The Boys mixed with Invincible.
Yeah, like, I think that's a fair probably 2 sources that I'd refer to go, "You're not far off."
Multiple
It's
superheroes, all
yeah,
got their own shit going on. Not all of them are great. They're
yeah,
kind of used in the story as, to kind of fucking throw the plot along, for lack of
yeah,
a better term.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It seems it seems very much like
No,
that.
you've touched on too, because I mean, The Boys, obviously in its brutality, its violence, and its, showing these superheroes as sort of fallible, individuals, and then, of course, Invincible similar, like, just because you can fly and throw mountains doesn't make you automatically a good guy, a
Yeah.
good girl, like,
Well, I mean, there's always that question with like, what if a superhero was just not a good dude? I
yeah,
suppose
I
that,
mean,
well, they're the
that's
villains, but it's like the villains are like humans that, like, scientists that like make
yeah.
their own stuff.
I mean,
Like,
anybody who's a comic book reader of old always knows that the best comic books are the ones where they took the character to a place it had never been before. It wasn't just cookie cut out, I'm Superman, I'm Batman, I'm Wonder Woman, I'm just doing the good things. It's like, what happens when Batman has to kill the Joker because, and the Joker killed Robin or something, and he's put in such a moral conundrum to
yeah,
break his, I won't kill criminals. It's like, well, if you killed him, you never would have lost your number 2 or whatever it is,
yeah,
those kind of things. Okay, so the soundtrack is also really good. The cutscenes, that the cutscenes are really the meat of this sandwich. Like the sequence is almost in between the dispatching where the story develops and you make decisions that takes it in a place. I didn't have my phone in my hand. One, because they're timed decisions where you have to make a decision in a time period. So, if you're sat there on your phone, it'll default a
ah,
decision for you,
yep.
which, of course, that obviously removes the phone from your hand. But
They
also,
do that in Lies of P too, and it actually
yeah,
stresses you for a second. You're like,
yeah.
don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I
it's
also
good.
I also I didn't even wanna put the phone in the hand, like, I was glued, it had my attention, and that's what you sort of want. So, like, when I finished this game, like, I just sat back, credits rolled, I just enjoyed it. I had a big smile on my face, the way in which because you make decisions throughout, you have more skin in the game because you've made the decisions that led to that ending, as opposed to any linear RPG. When you talk to your mates, it's not sort of, "Oh, how cool was this part?" It was almost like, "Did that happen for you? Like, did you make that decision and did it go that way?" Which
Yeah.
kind of obviously it gives you a little bit more, to talk about, a bit more sort of depth to it. But yeah, look, I just highly recommend this game to anybody. Like anybody, it's a great one for the missus to watch you play. Put it on the big screen. I cannot wait for Dispatch 2, and I really hope they just dial it up and kind of go, look, we've got a winning sort of, core code here.